This time Becky's going to do a very, very old air show maneuver called the barrel roll, just like rolled around a barrel. Bill Leff, since he was old enough to talk, has had a passion for aviation. In fact, you might say it was born in him, or maybe he was born in it. His hometown, Dayton, Ohio, the birthplace of aviation. He lived right down the street from the family of the Wright brothers. Family members told him stories of the historic brothers whose innovation and dedication led to the first controlled powered flight. Bill completes that barrel maneuver out front. As a kid, Bill delivered papers in his neighborhood, that includes the Hawthorne Hill, which is the name of the Wright brothers' home, but the money he raised didn't go for candy or toys. He used it for flying lessons. When he was just 15, he soloed in the glider, and 1 year later, got his private pilot's license. Coming at you from the right now, we're going to do the slow roll. It's one thing to roll an airplane as fast as it would go. It's another to control it slowly through a roll. Once again, you see that nose come up because this is going to eat up some airspeed as well. Rolls very slowly off to his left and back to the upright position. As you hear this airplane go past you, you'll notice that there's a very distinct and loud buzzing noise. That is not the sound of the exhaust. That is, in fact, the sound of the prop tips, which are about supersonic, believe it or not. That's what causes that buzzing noise as it goes by. The engine is 600 horsepower, 1,340 cubic inches. This particular type of airplane, the AT-6, or as it later was just called the T-6, was the advanced trainer most used during World War II. This maneuver calls for a Cuban 8, with 1.5 rolls down the line of the first, a 6-point roll down the line of the second. This is going to look like an 8 laying on its side out front here. Interesting story behind the Cuban 8. A maneuver invented back in about 1936 at an air show in Homestead, Florida by a fellow named Len Covey, who was flying a Curtiss Hawk at the time. And Len went out to do his routine in the airplane. He started to do a loop and realized if he kept doing that loop, he was going to smack into the ground. So about 5/8 of the way through the loop, he rolled the airplane right side up. And since it worked so well, he went out to the other side of the airport and did the same thing, continuous from that first maneuver. The result looked like an 8 laying on its side. When he landed, people asked him, what was that maneuver? No one had ever seen it before. Len at the time was training some Cuban pilots for the Cuban military. Thinking very quickly, he said, that maneuver was the Cuban 8. And you know what? We've called it that ever since. Bill has flown jumpers, flight instructed, all of it building time and logbooks, and went on to get instrument, multi-engine, single-engine C,